Today's reading, Bhagavad Gita 15.6 and 7. Let me share screen. Just a minute. Sorry for making it late. Yeah, first of all, I seek blessings of Srila Prabhupada and senior devotees so that I can speak right words and whatever I have heard from them, I can share them with you. So, Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Let me share the screen. Chandni Mataji, can I share the screen or how it is?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. न तद्भाषयते सूर्यो न शशाङ्को न पावकः यद्गत्वा न निवर्तन्ते तद्धाम परमं मम. In this shloka, Krishna is telling about the description of his planet. So, description of the spiritual world. न तद्भाषयते सूर्यो न शशाङ्को न पावकः यद गत्वा न nivarthante tat dhama paramam mama. Means in the supreme abode of mine is not illuminated by the sun or moon nor by fire or electricity. Those who reach it never return to this material world. So na tad bhashayate suryo. The spiritual world does not illuminate with the help of sun, suryo, na shashanko, not with the help of moon, na pavaka, not with the help of fire or electricity. It is self-illuminating, and yet gatvana nivartante. Those whoever goes to that spiritual world will never come back, wants to come back. Tat Dhamma Paramamama. That is the abode of Lord Sri Krishna. So here Lord Krishna is telling about the spiritual abode description, and one thing is for this material world which we are in, we want sun, moon, electricity, fire, etc. So when these are not present, then everything is very very dark. So but the spiritual world is not like that. Spiritual world is self-illuminating. There is no need of sun, no need of moon, nor fire, nor electricity. It is completely self-luminous. And the shining effulgence of those planets constitutes the shining sky known as Brahmajyoti. Actually, the spiritual world, from the spiritual planets, the shining effulgence is coming. So that is called as Brahmajyoti. And the one part of that shining effulgence is material world, which is covered by Mahat Tattva. I mean, if we can take one whole, this is one whole spiritual world, and one part is material world, and it is covered with Mahat Tattva. Hence, the whatever effulgence is coming from the spiritual world, it's not entering in the material world because of the covering that is called as Mahat Tattva. Otherwise, this spiritual world is self-luminous, and it is self-effulgent, which is its shining effulgence illuminates everything. But because there is covering of Mahatattva, uh, the effulgence is unable to enter the material world. So Krishna is explaining about his abode in this shloka because he wants us to come back to his spiritual abode. And but how can we reach the spiritual world? So actually, everyone in this material world, as here it is told, everyone in this material world wants to be Lord in this world. Like everyone, like for example, a man, he's the Lord of his family, and leaders, politicians, those all, like everyone in some or other way is somehow small Lord, and they want to become Lord also. But Krishna is the Supreme Lord. He is Parameshwara, means nobody is above him. So, how can we reach his supreme embodies unless we remove our designations? Like right now, we may think, okay, I am women, or I am Indian, I am so and so, like that. Unless we remove our designations, I mean, we don't have attachment to the designations, we will not be able to go to the spiritual world. So, Krishna is explaining about his abode in this shloka because he wants us to come back to the spiritual world. But we all have some designations, lordship mentalities. So unless we remove the lordship mentality, because actually we are not lord, we may be lord in some or other way, but we are not independent, we are not controller. We are definitely dependent on the lord, definitely. So like I would like to tell one example, that lordship mentality. Like once Brahma, when he came across Dwaraka, he thought, okay, let me visit Lord Sri Krishna, and he goes and visit Lord Sri Krishna. Then he tells to the gatekeeper that tell that Brahma has come. Then the gatekeeper goes and Lord Krishna says that which Brahma, asks the gatekeeper which Brahma has come. So then again he comes back and goes and tell four-headed Brahma has come. So then by this question, which Brahma has come, Brahma gets bewildered actually. He thinks, I am only the Brahma in this universe. Is there any other Brahma? So he is the creator of this universe, but he is also under the Supreme Lord. So he goes inside and he talks to Lord Shri Krishna, and Lord Shri Krishna tells, okay, what is the reason you came? And then Brahma says, okay, I would tell you the reason, but before that, I want to ask you, is there any other Brahma? Then uh, the same moment, 100 heads Brahma, 10 heads Brahma, one headed Brahma, million heads Brahma manifest there in Dwaraka in front of Lord Shri Krishna. So by seeing all of them, then Brahma comes to his real position that he is a small part in one universe. And when Lord Brahma is very small part in one universe, then what about us? We are very insignificant. But we have this lordship mentality. We are so attached to the designations, whatever we have. Unless we remove that, we will not be able to go to the spiritual world. That is what Krishna is mentioning in this shloka. And at that time, Brahma recites Brahma Samhita. Ishvara Parama Krishna, Sachidananda Vigraha. Means Ishvara Parama Krishna. Of all Ishvaras, you are the Parameshwara, like that. So one thing is we can cut out this attachment or this lordship mentality by performing the devotional service to the Lord, by chanting his holy names, because everything, this Kali Yuga is Kali Dosha Nidhe Rajan. It is mentioned in the Shastras that Kali Yuga is Dosha Nidhe Rajan, means it is the treasure of doshas. But there is one good quality, Hasti Heko Mahaguna. There is one good quality, that is chanting of the holy names. And this we have to perform devotional service, we have to chant the holy names, and we have to associate with devotees, we have to know from Shastra what is there in Shastra. By doing all this, we will be able to go to the spiritual world, and we will be able to maintain proper consciousness when doing our activities. So I would like to also share one shloka, that sarvopadi vinirmuktam vinirmuktam. Okay, I'm not able to get it in online. Just I'll. Okay, yeah. Sarvopadi vinirmuktam tatparatrena nirmanam hrishikena hrishikesha sevanam bhaktiruchyate, means whatever designations we are in. Chandni Mataji, can you share if it is possible for you that shloka? It is in CC.
Okay.
Yeah. Sarvopadi vinirmuktam tatparatrena nirmanam hrishikesha sevanam bhaktiruchyate. So, bhakti or devotional service means engaging all our senses in the service of the Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Master of all the senses. When the spirit soul renders service unto the Supreme, there are two side effects. One is freed from all material designations, and one's senses are purified simply by being employed in the service of the Lord. Means we are talking about designations and lordship mentality, and we understood that we have to give up the material designations, or unless one is not freed from material designations, one can't reach the spiritual world. So by doing devotional service, the two effects are, we will automatically become freed from material designations, and our senses become purified simply by being employed in the service of the Lord. This does not mean that we don't have to do anything, or we give up our duties. We have to do our duty, but keeping Krishna in the center. That is main thing. So one more thing is this senses. So bhakti or devotional service means engaging all our senses in the service of the Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Master of the senses. So with these senses, we can go to hell or we can get liberated. Means if we do good with these senses, whatever senses we have, five senses we have. So with these senses, if we do devotional service, I mean five senses, five karmendriyas and five gnanendriyas, as we learn in Bhagavad Gita. So with this, along with the mind 11. So along with this all, we can engage in devotional service and we can reach Supreme Lord, or we can do some sinful activities, or we will go to hell. So proper utilize of our senses is required. And so like for example, we can see milk. If we take over milk, then our stomach gets upset. But the same milk in another form, curd, gives relief from that stomach upset. Same way, senses, when we engage in one way, it gives liberation, it gives a spiritual abode. Senses when engaged in another way, it gives hell, it leads us to hell. So yes, so this is what I want to share in 15.6, and then 15.7, one more shloka. ममै वांशो जीवलोके जीवभूतः सनातनः मनस्यष्टानीन्द्रियाणि प्रकृतिस्थानि कर्षति, which means the living entities in this conditioned world are my eternal fragmental parts. Due to conditioned life, they are struggling very hard with the six senses, which include the mind. Mamai vamsho jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatanaha manasishtan indriyani prakritistani karshati. The living entities in this conditioned world are my eternal fragmental parts. So here Krishna is saying living entities in this conditioned world are his eternal fragmental parts. Mamai Vamsho means we are his amshas. Although we are in this conditioned world, in this material world, we are his amshas, we are his part and parcels. But we are conditioned because we are identifying ourselves with the mind. We are struggling very hard with the six senses, which include the mind. So, one thing is we are identifying ourselves with the mind. We should not overly identify ourselves with the feelings or with our feelings or with our mind. Whatever our mind says, it's not us. We say right our feelings, my mind. Because we are not mind. But when we start identifying with our mind as ourselves, with our feelings as ourselves, and if we don't realize them as temporary, then we start suffering. Prakriti stani kashati. Kashati means we struggle by identifying ourselves in the mind. So, although we are part and parcels of Krishna, but we always think that I have nothing to do with Krishna. I mean, we may always think that we identify ourselves with the body, we identify ourselves with the bodily designations, bodily relatives, whatever is related to body, achieving sense gratification to the highest extent is my goal. Like that, people may think. But it's not correct. We have to identify ourselves with Krishna, like amshas of Krishna. We can avoid this struggle, as we know in the shloka that we are struggling by identifying ourselves with the mind. So we can avoid the struggle by performing bhakti yoga and understanding that we are not this mind, but we are the amshas of Krishna. We are part and parcels of Krishna. But yes. So with this shloka, actually, we will understand that our true identity is Amsha or part and parcel of Krishna. First of all, we have to recognize, right? Okay, I am part and parcel of Krishna, but I am struggling in this material world, thinking myself to be this body. And after we realize what we will do, okay, if I am not this body, I am a spirit soul. So, as a spirit soul, what is my job description? It is Jivera Swarupa hai Krishnera Nityadas. It is servant of Krishna. See, if we are not serving Krishna, we will serve Maya because we have to serve in this material world. If we are not serving Krishna, we will serve somebody else in this material world. So better to the choice is ours. So better to choose right master. After knowing our identity as spirit souls, as part and parcels of Krishna, as Amsha of Krishna, we will channelize our actions towards spirituality. Means we will do more Shravanam, more Kirtanam, chanting of holy names, or whatever we do, our duties, keeping Krishna in center. In that way, we will channelize our actions, and then we will get the spiritual abode. Like in previous shloka, how we have known about the description of the spiritual world. There everyone is so like they get form as the supreme lord himself, it seems. So once, okay, first of all, after we recognize our identity, we channelize our actions, and we get spiritual abode. This is the way we use our independence. So we know that we have minute independence, like how Krishna is supremely independent. We are also independent, but in a minute way. And like if we can take example of an ocean, Krishna is like an ocean, but we are like a drop. Qualitatively, we are equal with Krishna, but quantitatively, we are not equal. We are just a small part and parcel of Krishna. So once we know this, our identity, we do more of spiritual activities, and then we achieve the supreme destination, that is Krishna Loka. And once we go there, we will never want to come back here, because there everything is very blissful, everything is very happy. Like each and every tree is kalpa vriksha. Like here, if we see this dukkhalayam, this material world is dukkhalayam ashashvatam, but there is no such misery. Everyone is having the same form as the Supreme Lord. In Vaikuntha, everyone have the same form as Supreme Lord, and everyone is independent. But here we are all dependent. And like even if I have to move my hand also, Krishna's sanction should be there. So the thing is, once we once we know our identity, we have to channelize our activities and do more spiritual activities, and then we will get the spiritual destiny. And when we are doing in this way, we are making proper use of our independence. And then this proper use of independence, also we need some guidance. We can't do it our own. So by taking proper guidance, otherwise we just misuse it. Like for example, one small example I would like to tell. So this one small boy, if he gets money from his father, so if he, like as a pocket money, if he uses properly, then father will feel like giving more and more pocket money, at least whatever is required. But if he misuses it, the father will not give for wrong by buying wrong things or something like that. The father will not be happy to give. Same way, Krishna is giving the independence. We also have independence to choose what actions we, every minute we have independence to choose right consciousness, to choose what to do. So if we rightly utilize it, Krishna will give us like if we rightly utilize it and do pious activities, Krishna will take us to heavenly planets. And if we rightly utilize and do bhakti, then he will take us to the supreme his planet. And if we misuse it and we become victims of this lust, anger and greed, and we envy others, and we rob or steal or something, all sinful activities kind of, if we do, if by misusing our independence, then we will go to hellish planets. Krishna will feel, okay, you have this independence but you are misusing it, okay, you can go to um, lower species like animals and all. So we have to know this knowledge. About this knowledge in the shastra, everything is present. We have to study the shastra, and we have to know it from devotees, and we have to channelize our actions and reach the supreme abode. Yeah, thank you very much. This is what I want to share in these two shlokas. So one thing I just want to do recap. First shloka tells about that we Krishna's planet is self-luminous. There is no need of any moon, sun, or fire or electricity. And anyone who would go there would never want to come back here, because everything there is blissful and eternal and happy. So we can go there by correctly using our independence, by channelizing our actions, by doing spiritual activities, by taking guidance from devotees, and by studying Shastra. And and Krishna is telling about these things in this shlokas only because that we get desire to go there. Because here we can see this material world is dukkhalayam ashashvatam, and one day, like in foreign countries, we can see that sun is not so good. Some months, people have extreme amount of cold or extreme amount of hot. So, but in India, we are fortunate that we have everything in moderate. So they can understand the problem. Like sun, if sun is not there, we also feel that it's our mood is also moody. But there, in spiritual world, nothing like that. It is self-luminous, no need of sun, moon, anything. Krishna, from Krishna, everything. emanates. Yeah, thank you very much. Please forgive me if I have said something not in accordance with Shastra. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, if any questions, devotees can ask. Everyone in this world wants to be Lord, but we are not Lord. We are definitely under the Krishna's control, and recognizing our insignificant position actually empowers us. But many people they feel proud, or they don't want to submit themselves in front of Lord as small, as though they are small. Like people don't want to submit themselves in front of Lord, or don't want to do devotional activities. They want to just enjoy, but we can also enjoy in whatever is required for body maintenance. We can do, we can also enjoy, like however we eat prasadam, delicious food stuffs, these all like whatever is offered to Krishna, we will take it. In kirtan we feel immense pleasure by dancing. So it's not that we should not enjoy, but we should enjoy, or we should do activities by keeping Krishna in center. In that way, we can go back to the spiritual world. There is so much bliss actually in devotional service. Kevala Ananda Kanda, they say in one shloka, that it's only blissful if it is done under guidance in a proper way. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.